In a sport that often feels like a young man's game, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson is rewriting the narrative on age, longevity, and relevance in the UFC. At 42 years old, Thompson is set to step into the Octagon once again this Saturday at UFC Nashville, where he'll face Brazilian prospect Gabriel Bonfim, a fighter nearly 2 decades his junior. But while the calendar may say Thompson is 42, everything else about him, from his baby-faced appearance to his upbeat personality and lightning-fast kicks, suggests otherwise. For many fans, he still looks and fights like someone in their early 30s, a testament to his discipline, clean lifestyle, and unwavering passion for martial arts. From Karate Kid to UFC Mainstay, Thompson's journey in the UFC began back in 2012, when he made his promotional debut at UFC 143, delivering a spectacular head kick knockout against Dan Stittgen. At the time, he was already 29 years old, relatively late by UFC standards. Since then, he has competed 21 times inside the Octagon, carving out a career built on elite striking, sportsmanship, and durability. Now, more than a decade later, Thompson is officially the oldest active fighter on the UFC roster, a title that previously belonged to Jan Blachowicz, who was born just 13 days after Thompson, and yet, he continues to compete with the energy and skill of someone half his age. "It's pretty wild when you think about it," Thompson said recently. "But what I think is cool is not just that I'm still here, but that I've stayed near the top of the division for most of my career." Still, Wonderboy, and proud of it. One of the most enduring curiosities about Thompson has been his nickname, Wonderboy. It was fitting when he was a rising karate star in his early 20s, but some fans and commentators have joked that it might be time for an update, perhaps, Wonderman. Thompson, however, isn't interested in changing it anytime soon. In fact, he's embraced the nickname more than ever. "People always ask me when I'm going to switch it to Wonderman," he said with a grin. "But I met Jack Black one time, and I told him, I'm not changing my name until you come out with a song called Wonderman. Until then, I'm walking out to that Tenacious D, Wonderboy song forever." A career of excellence without a belt. Despite never capturing a UFC title, Thompson has built a resume that most fighters would envy. He's a 2-time welterweight title challenger, having gone 5 rounds with then-champion Tyron Woodley in both 2016 and 2017, fights that showcased his elite striking and tactical intelligence. He owns wins over former champions like Joni Hendricks and Robert Whittaker, has claimed 8 performance bonuses, and delivered some of the most memorable knockouts in UFC history, including a spinning hook kick KO of Jake Ellenberger. Perhaps more impressively, Thompson remained consistently ranked in the welterweight top 10 for nearly a decade,